Hey, what's going on everybody? Mqzuba here. And in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Izzet flash deck for standard best of one. Since bans happened, a lot of people have been looking into flash style archetypes. I don't think Smic Flash is very good right now, as the main strength of that deck was a turn 3 9 pack ambusher, which it lost due to Growth Spiral being banned and like also being able to hold up a counter spell and all that stuff. But yeah, Dimir Flash, I love the deck, but it is really hard to make work. So I've settled on Izzet Flash. I do think this deck is pretty solid. It's between this and Dimir. But yeah, we'll get into the list. I'll start with the Gadwicks. This is a way to refill, and it explains a bunch of the other choices I have in the deck. I really like Gadwick. It's reminiscent of the Izzet Flash decks of Eldraine. So we'll continue with the ones. 2 Sailor, good refill in the late game. Cheap creature. Opt and Sailor are both cheap blue spells that get you a Gadwick tap. So that's why we run all of these. For Quench, it's super good if you're on the play. I've noticed that I like this more than Lofty Denial in this style of deck. It allows me to not run Shark Typhoon and stuff like that, and instead run more powerful cards like Gadwick. 1 Negate, because sometimes you just need a hard counter. For Cutthroat, I'm not sure how I feel about the Cutthroat, but I also understand that it's necessary to be able to have threats at instant speed and always be able to do stuff with your mana, and a Cutthroat's good for that. At the threes, we have a lot of threes. Well, these are kind of twos and threes. Obviously, the adventure package, we run Ionizes instead of Sabotage because we are trying to get the opponent dead, and the sooner we can do that, the sooner we can, get into the next game. 2 Flame Sweeps. This is one of the advantages of Izzet. If you're running into a lot of mono red or a lot of cheap aggro, bump this up and or you can cut like a Negate or an Ionize or something along those lines. Also, the Chemist's Insight. This is something to do later in the game when you're at 4 mana and your opponent like kind of just passes and doesn't want to play into your counter magic. It's always a threat of drawing more cards. Rouse Outburst, really solid. Burn something out, gets you a card. And yeah, the Gadwick. The lands, just basic Izzet stuff, and the temples, because again, being able to scry instant speed is super great. So yeah, guys, deck list will be in the description down below, and let's get into some games. Alright, well, opt into counter magic. Let's go. And is fairly conclusive. Fairly straightforward. Okay, well, Bone Crusher Giant's good. Gives us something to do on 2, and represents something on 3. Alright, Simic. Is this going to be a Flash Mirror? See, no turn 2 Growth Spiral makes this matchup a lot more appealing. I'll take a Cutthroat. It's a good threat. And make sure we can hold open the Bone Crusher Giant. Opponent with an opt of their own. Slightly off curve. The fact that they were on the play puts them at a distinct advantage. It means that they should be able to pressure us, but yeah, this is why I kept the Cutthroat. We always want to be doing stuff with our mana. Yeah, like if they quench it, it's fine. Alright. So, Flash Mirror. Now the question is, do I just slam a Bone Crusher Giant to try to get a clock on them? Then they can main phase an Ambusher, so we don't do that. And besides, the Simic deck still has a bunch of creatures that I can mess with. Go for his second opt. Now we don't need more land. Got plenty of that. And the Borrower. Okay, that's an instant speed threat. I'm getting slightly nervous. We only have 1 mountain. But everything should be fine. I don't think we're going to need too much more. Oh, so it's Teamer Flash. Alright. Now we will get down a Borrower. We want to be using our mana, but we don't want to be wasting our cards. Okay, if he's spending his turn countering a Brazen Borrower, that's okay. Alright. Do I care if he counters the Stomp? I think I do this now. Eh. Yeah, let's get the threat off the board. And be able to hold open counter magic or borrower. Alright. Sure. I'm not sure actually. It might be better to slow roll that. Alright. Is it time for the giant? I think I have enough instant speed plays that it's better to just hold my mana and force him to do something. Oh, he doesn't do anything. Okay, so he spends a whole turn cycle without playing anything. Alright. Go for an opt. Second giant, sure. And now I'll cast this out. What's it going to be? Another Mystic? I think we are the more aggressive flash deck. This can be in a Sublime Epiphany. But if it is, it's counter and draw a card. Okay, just the Mystic. So that'll go into the battlefield. Counters my borrower. Sure. And let's stomp it now. Would you like to counter the other end of my giant? You would, okay. Our own Quench? Yeah. Alright, 3 cards to 4. We still have plenty of Gadwicks, which, even if they get countered, still draw us cards. Castle's a good one. We can start scrying towards the Gadwick, and yeah, that's a fine trade. Let's go. Plenty of counters to work with. Now it's up to our opponent to make a play, because if not, we just scry through our deck. Land, no thank you. Gadwick, alright. Do I... Okay, so I can Gadwick... I think I Gadwick for 1. Able to hold open, Ionize. Oh no, it is when he enters the battlefield. My bad, I haven't played with Gadwick in a little while. Lots of flash around, by the way. I did a couple test games and I thought, is it tempo? Is it flash? Simic flash? A bunch of stuff like that. Alright. What you got? Sabotage? Let's fight over it. You have more mana than I do, but you have more counter spells. Ionize, clips him, sure. And we resolve our Gadwick for 1. Okay. Ambusher? Ambusher would be really bad. Borrower. That's interesting. I don't know if I agree with that, because I can just recast it for more cards. And it's not like my life total is super low either. Alright. Let's... Well... Let's Gadwick for 1 again. Hold open, double counterspell. Although I'm not sure how relevant Quench is going to be at this stage in the game. Gadwick does hit the board, thus giving us a card. Alright, this can block the borrower, or it can threaten to draw more cards, and I think that's better. So, unsummon. Yeah, that's fine. I can just keep drawing cards off my Gadwick. My left total isn't under that much pressure. Sure, I'll take 3. A little tempted to take the trade, but I do think that just the constant threat of my Sailor drawing a million cards is better. And in this spot, well, I can always hold up Sailor draw, or I can Gadwick for even more cards. So let's do it. Let's force the opponent to answer. We'll Gadwick for 2 now. Oh, probably should have just done it for 1. But if it resolves and I hit the land, we are in a very good spot. Sublime Epiphany. Oh. Let's go for the negate. Do you have a quench? If you have a quench, I'm going to feel really bad about not leaving the 1 mana up. Alright. We do hit that, and we do hit a second land. Let's go. Okay. Oh, do I take this block? No, I don't. I tried to ambush with a Borrower next turn. Land is good. Or, it's fine. Like, it just makes future Gadwicks bigger. Alright, opponent with 1 card, we have plenty. Plus a way to draw more cards. I'm not sure how I feel about them. Oh. Okay. Let's go for that. I'm not sure how I feel about them bouncing the Gadwick to my hand a million times, but, you know, teach their own. Shark Typhoon, probably one of the best answers they can have. You attack in, you do. Alright. Let's just go here. Sailor of your own. No thank you, that can draw you a lot of cards. What is your last spell? If it's Sublime Epiphany, Quench is looking okay, I think. Another Sailor. Alright. Draws a card. So now we both have plenty of card draw engine. Oh, yeah. Ionize chipping away at his life total bit by bit. All you gotta do is hit the resolve button. Okay, Borrower hits the battlefield, I think. Yep. Let's trade. Okay. If the opponent wants to block my Sailor with theirs, I will take it. Yeah, I didn't think so. And how much mana do I have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Is there any reason I would need 11? Draw 2 and Ionize. Alright. Scryland, sure. Bone Crusher Giant would be pretty good. Be able to take out the Sailor. Down to 6. Alright. Let's go. Opponent drawing cards in response. Okay. I'm trying to counter my activated ability. Mountain and Mountain. Alright. Quench at this stage in the game, not looking too hot. Let's go for the damage. Alright. Plenty of mana on each side. Plenty of draw power. Still have 2 Gadwicks I haven't seen though, so that's fine. Nice land. Mm-hmm. He's down to 5. Alright, let's draw off the sailor. More land. Okay, well, at least we're getting through it. The quench. And one last card. Completely refill the hand. Refill it with counter magic and more draw spells. Just what I like to see. Ambusher, no. And Iona's, if it resolves, is just lethal. What you got? Is that just game? Okay, goes for a draw. Sabotage? Even if so, we have... Oh, we have quenches up the wazoo. Come on now. Quench. I will quench your quench. Come on now, G. Good game. Yep, in that too. And I wouldn't say exactsies, but good enough. Holding it up against Teamer Flash. Alright, well, hand seems good. It is interesting though. Yeah, let's start it with the island. Temple would have been fine. We will make you scry. So Boros makes me believe some sort of paw blade thing. Gadwick is for later in the game, thank you. Double tapped red land. Okay, well, on 4 those are going to be fine, but they are kind of awkward on this tapped curve we have. Okay, Stone Coil. Yeah, alright. More Cutthroat? I'm good. I think interaction is key right now. Hold the Cutthroat back, because I do think he might take the block. And if this is Mutate... Yeah, sure, you can Vulpikeet all you want, my boy. All you want. Let's bounce you. And I think he's forced to discard, which is what this kind of stop thing is. I know he's not, okay. My mistake. Happens to the best of us. Let's get in there for 3. And do I need 4 mana for anything? Probably not. So I think right now is the time to get the tap line out of the way. Opt? Nah. It grows the Cutthroat, but I think we're just looking for better interaction. Raptor. How much does this mutate cost? 3. How much do I care? I mean, probably not that much. Raptor should be fine. I think I can go for Cutthroat Opt. Alright, Serpent for 2. I don't know about that. It blows itself up. Yeah, it's all good, man. Raptor's a hard card to read sometimes. It's okay. Cycles go for blood. Just to clarify, that was indeed sarcasm. No. Yep, and our opponent scoops it up. The Cutthroats are just too much to handle. Alright, Jackie Chan. On the draw. Ooh, the Amonkhet board. Very controversial board, excuse me. Alright, so I'm going to keep this because Opt can help us find a red source, which right now we only really need on 4. And either turn... Well, we have our pretty good curve. So right now it's up to my main man's Jackie Chan to make a play. My man G. Alright, let's go. We hit top 300 right now with this deck. Dope. Been doing a lot of my climbing this season with the Rakdos Lures build I posted. Just a couple edits on that. Okay, Simic Ramp. Well, Counter Magic is really good against Simic Ramp, so if we can find an Ionize or something along those lines, we'll be in great shape. Quench, if they resolve a Nissa, not so good, but if they try to play it on curve, very good. Or on curve, cheating it onto the board, I should say. This might be that Simic aggro deck that's been going around. CGP did a video on it, it did really good in a Red Bull Untapped. Opponent on that, 3 lands already, while I'm on 1. They had the glorious Grazer opening. Okay, end step. Anything? Well, probably just a Borrower. Let's opt. 3rd land, but it's a blue land. I think we don't be greedy and we keep it. There's a Flame Sweep. Not very great in the match, so sort of just a wasted card right here. We will hit red mana eventually, but I don't think right now it's the priority. I think being able to hit land drops is more important. Opponent probably just debating whether or not they're going to flash in a Borrower. They choose not to. Their mana is doing just fine. And it's 2 times as much as ours. Krasis. Yeah, Krasis is fine. We need to save the Quench for something more important. Alright, gotta Cutthroat down. Insight. That's not bad. I don't think I want to trade with the Krasis, so we'll hold back. And there's really no reason to attack. You can just block with the Grazer or trade with the Krasis. The fact that he played a Krasis for 2 leads me to believe he's missing land and just drew it. So we should be expecting quite a bit of action here. Opponent probably thinks we are just mono blue tempo, which we might as well be right now. Chooses to attack with the Krasis. That's good for me. I will gladly take 2 in this matchup. Really hoping to draw land off the top. Ideally a red one to have the threat of Insight or Outburst available. Borrower, yep. No surprise there. And we find a negate. Alright, that's not exactly it. Again, not attacking because he just has a free block with that. Alright, this is interesting. It gives him a mana advantage. Or I can play a Cutthroat. I don't have a hard counter. Well, I do in the form of negate. And Quench doesn't do it here. I actually think I let him resolve the Cultivate and hope I counter what he does. Because if I'm just countering ramp, then what am I really doing? Oh, it's Bant. Okay. That I didn't expect. Alright. White mana it is. Attacks with the Krasis again? Sure. I mean, if we draw the red and he plays out the Borrower Flame Sweep, doesn't look too bad. Okay. Do we get to keep our Cutthroat? It does play with the Borrower. Alright. And we don't find any red mana, and this is starting to hurt. free block, yeah. Red mana and we'd be in a really good spot. I do think keeping the third land was right, because look, we haven't even hit a fourth. We do run 24 land, so it's not crazy. Narset. Do I care? I mean, yeah, let's just counter that. If he hits me with a Nissa right now, it's just what can I do? I haven't drawn land in multiple turns. Veto? Okay. Oh, at least my cutthroats have grown.
No one is more to keep an open mind.
And Outburst, oh, he whiffs, perfect. Outburst gets around Narset, so if we main phase the Outburst to get through it, get to the Narset, we're in a pretty good spot. Alright, well, this is interesting. I think I sent both at Narset. Cards really do seem to matter right here. I can take a bit more damage, and the second I draw a red source, Flame Sweep is looking pretty. Okay, so he trades off for one of my cutthroats. Oh, the mana. The mana right here. What you find? You have 3 cards against my million, but I am lacking land. Right here, just note a Sinister Sabotage would be so much better. Finds a veto. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think we have to stop taking 3 from this borrower. So I can spend my turn doing that. Shatters the Sky. Okay. No land, and no land again. I literally can't even main phase for it. Main phase opt because of Narset. So I flash in the Sailor here, because if not, I would have to discard the hand size. Now this is kind of ridiculous. We've only hit 3 lands in the top 16 cards of our deck. Or sure. Goes for his own borrower again. Yep. The attackers. Opt. Are you going to Dovin's Veto and opt? You are not. And I'm really just digging for land. That's not land. Land. We find it. Land and land. Let's go. Right here, right now. Well, it's still tapped land, but we don't have Iron Eyes open yet. But we're close. But it does have a veto. Alright. This makes Insight bad, but I feel like we are going to have other plays. And holding this back as a blocker can be important. I don't necessarily want to block with it, but as long as the opponent isn't attacking with it, I guess we're happy. And no plays. Opponent sitting on a Dovin's Veto, a castle, which I'm not sure if they had last turn, and if they used. And we are sitting on... Finally hitting our land drops. Okay, so I'm going to outburst this if he wants to counter it, whatever. We have to get the veto out of his hand somehow. Yep, that's fine. I can... Nah, I'm just going to pass the turn again. Flash player playing at instant speed. I do have the cards, but he has the scrying. And if I can find a way to pressure him, I'd be in a much better spot. Okay, goes for that. How many sailors has this been? 1? Okay. I'll block. I have other threats, and I'm doing okay on cards. Damage to any target, so we outburst the Narset. Remember, outburst can go upstairs. Outburst to grab more outburst or land. I think land.
I have reached my limit.
Alright. Let's go. Now we just play with a handful of counter magic. He can scry through his deck, but as long as I have counter spells, we're good. The only thing I'm slightly concerned about is drawing threats. So, yeah, Uro is fine, but Uro also has a problem. It is a very, very recurring threat. These quenches are looking worse than ever due to his mana. Advantage is an understatement. So I guess this is just bad ramp. I thought it was more of a Simic control-y thing. Yeah, okay. We will go for an Ionize. Yep. Sure. Alright. And now we're drawing all the land. When I need to be drawing threats like Bone Crusher Giant. Grazer. Yeah, Grazer's actually whatever. Can be a little bit annoying, but also we have to note the lack of non-land permanents in hand for the opponent. Or, yeah, exactly that. End phase insight. Give me those cards. Sure. Opt. Any threat is good. That's a threat. Alright, Gadwick. How many cards in deck? 36. I have to be careful not to, like, you know, draw my whole deck out with Gadwick. But right now, I think the move is just mass quenching something so I don't have to discard the hand size. This is one of the problems. Oh, okay, no doubt. Quench. He's going to pay 2. I don't see that much of a better opportunity. So we go for the double quench. Yeah. And I think here at Insight, I can discard the Flame Sweep. Get some fresh cards. Okay. Let's go upstairs and establish a threat on the board with some mana open. Shatter the Sky. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take my card. I'm not gonna fight you for that. Cards in grave 8. Goes for an Uro. I thought he might do that. Ionize. Okay. And let's opt. Land. How is land? I think we need to do better. We have plenty of land right now. And we find it anyways. Okay. And there's even better land. Alright. So yeah, let's go upstairs, play this out, and I will hold up my Borrower and my Quench. Could have been better to play the Gadwick, but I like just using what I have. Alright. Goes for an ECD. Sure. That can be a problem because it gets back Ugin. So, I think we just scry here and use this to bounce the Ugin with, and not commit too much to the board. How much mana am I at? QQ, I'm at 11. Alright, so I want to be able to hold open 4? So, 7. If I want to hold open 4 and this costs 3, that's 7. So I pay 4. It does need to resolve. How many ionizers do I have left? 1, 2. I think I have 2. Let's get rid of that stop. Alright, those are some cards. Let's go. Gadwick finds more Gadwick. I might deck myself, so we have to try to win before that happens too. I can't exactly Gadwick for like 10 and then die. Non-creature spells cost 2 more, no doubt. Shadow the Sky, sure. Nissa, who shakes the world. And he has the mana to pay. Alright. Animates land. Alright, this is where this degenerates. Cards in grave form, okay. Alright. Let's bounce the Nissa. Okay, let's say he does this whole thing. How much damage do I get on the way back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need a couple more points. Alright, let's pass. He probably gets back Ugin, sorry. Yeah, there it is. I also don't want to play into the free Ugin.
This is fragile and fleeting. Cherish what little you find.
2 damage to any target, no doubt. Bolt's face. This, yep. Gotta let that resolve.
Behold nature's true power.
Okay, how am I actually winning this game? Alright, down to 1. If I get everything down, I'm too short, like 2 mana short. That means I need to get an Ionize and then resolve an Ionize. I'm out of outbursts to go upstairs. I think another Bone Crusher Giant would do it. Krasis. Okay, well. We can't be doing that, but he can draw a million cards. And gain some life. Plays a land. Alright, let's go for this. Draw. Alright, that's not good. Play out a Borrower. Bounce the Ugin. None of this is great. So I need to go for what? 2. UQ. 12. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna need 5 here. That's 8. I really just think we Gadwick for 2. Another Gadwick. I could have scried before. I don't think that's great. Do I even win if I'm not going after face? I really don't think I do it. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Goes to attackers. No, it's non-land. Alright. No, we just lose. GG. Alright, well, we're on the play. So that's a first. Let's see if Quench into Outburst can, or Quench into Flame Sweep into Outburst can do something. Let's bait Mono Red. Oh, okay, so it's just Fervent Champion. Well, Quench into Flame Sweep into Outburst might just be our best curve against them. Or, it's not our best, but it is pretty solid. So yeah, we Quench here. I could have saved that for Annex on 3, but we already have an answer to Annex. It's just all a little bit awkward. Alright, let's get down double blue. Bone Crusher Giant is amazing, especially in the matchup. I'll let you hit me for 1. You can light the stage. No? No lighting of the stage. Let's stomp your little 1/1 then. It resolves. Sure. What is this? What did he keep them? I can play tap land. And then Bone Crusher Giant. I think that's good. Let's scry. What do we got? We don't need more land. As much as Vantress is good, it's not the matchup for it. Alright, what do you have? Bone Crusher Giant here? Nothing. Mono Red spends turn 3 doing nothing. Either he top decked that Robber or something's up. Okay, takes off a Gadwick. If he has a Stomp, I'm super happy to trade double resources for it. I doubt he plays Infuriate. Okay, Shock, same sort of vibe. Okay. This is probably the best spot I have to resolve a Gadwick. Alright, there's another one. All 3 Gadwicks out the deck. Okay. How much is this? 4. Yeah, we will not be needing more land. Oh. Yeah, let's be aggressive. I'm planning on blowing that up. It's time to start being the tempo deck we set up to be. Alright, Robber. Yeah, we Outburst now. Or actually, I could have done that as as the Robber hit the board. But we got the same amount of tokens and I would have been able to tap down the Robber, so slight mistake there. Hopefully it doesn't punish me too hard and the Robber just hits a Rel's Outburst that he can't cast. Let's go. It's okay. I know my mistakes. Is he gonna Gadwick 4-3? He can't. Alright. Land good. Attack in. Get that damage. And this game should be in the bag. We have Flame Sweep and Ionize. There is not too much else this red mage can do to us. Alright. Oh. Ionize for the Torbrand. Hit me with the 1-1. I can honestly just keep saving the Flame Sweep and just draw more cards. Make sure that Rob is real tapped. Like, really tapped down. Get in there with that. And how much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there a world where I need 8? This can be 2, 3, 7. I don't think so. Let's play this tapped. We're not super low, but every point can matter against mono red. Oh yeah, play that out. Try to go to combat. Flame Sweep. If he has a piece of burn to point at Gadwick, I'm a little bit sad, but I always have the next one. And we got it. Let's go. Alright guys, and we are back. So, Izzet Flash. It's a fun deck. It has about, what? I had about a 65% win rate. So it's not the best for climbing. Play draw is super important. You can get very mana screwed, as you guys might have seen in the Bant game. But yeah, I think the goal of this deck is you can do what I did and try to be as versatile as possible, with Quench being a really like clean answer in the early game. Rouse Outburst being able to go upstairs, being able to hit planeswalkers, creatures, everything. Ionize being a burny counterspell, stuff like that. Like, these cards are good in most matchups. Or you can try to hard target aggro more, running the full playset of Flame Sweeps. You can run Essence Scatter, Miscast if you want to target control, or stuff like that. Or Rakdos if you're facing that a lot. It stops the claim pretty much. But yeah, guys, this deck is pretty versatile. Try out the Riddle form version if you want to be more aggressive. This one's more tempo oriented. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Deck list will be in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.